This course is about environmental racism, taught through the lens of environmental justice. For starters then, what do these two terms mean? Racism is everywhere in all of our systems, and that includes environmental policies and planning. In the United States, for example, landfills, factories, and areas of toxic waste are likely to be located near predominantly Black, Indigenous, and communities of color. At the same time, Black, Indigenous, and persons of color are more likely than their white counterparts to live in a food desert, an area with limited access to nutritious and affordable food. Racism impacts your environmental risk and your environmental access. Simply put, that's environmental racism. As a field of study, environmental justice works to understand those patterns. Theories of justice are concerned with both outcomes and processes. What does the world look like and why? How did it get that way? Why does it stay that way? And what could change it? Because we don't just want to study things that are unfair. Environmental justice is also a framework for action. It is a movement addressing environmental racism. Environmental justice is about ensuring that human interaction with nature is equitable. Through environmental justice, communities claim power to change unjust outcomes and demand fairer processes. When we work on environmental justice, we can think about three main issues. 1, distribution. Who is benefiting from the environment and who is carrying environmental costs? Those are usually very different groups. The people emitting the most carbon and contributing the most to climate change, for instance, are also the least vulnerable to its negative impacts, like sea level rise, extreme weather events, and pollution. 2, recognition. Who are we thinking about when we make environmental policies? Corporate elites or those who are marginalized? Citizens of our own country or everyone around the world? People alive today or also future generations? And what about non-human animals and nature itself? And 3, participation. Who gets to make those decisions about nature and resource use? Who is excluded from the corridors of power? How can we create not only outcomes, but also processes that involve the diversity of stakeholders and their contributions? Distribution, recognition, participation. Because racism is everywhere, but it doesn't have to be. Environmental justice is about changing that reality.